You've been laying low, but now it is time to leave your sanctuary and make a break for the safety of New Jersey's refugee camp. It's been weeks since the outbreak occurred. The city streets aren't getting any safer. More New Yorkers are getting turned every day. The numbers of zombies is increasing and the army are moving in. To get out alive, you must make it out of Harlem, through Central Park, Midtown, and finally survive the Lincoln Tunnel. Will your heart keep beating? Welcome to Solitary RPG. In this video, we're going to take a look at New York zombies. And this is a one-page rule system put out by the Lone Adventurer. This was a video series he did kind of showing the creation of this game, some playtesting of this game, feedback from playtesters, and putting out a final product, which was just cool to watch unfold in video. But let's kind of take a look at what was created. One-page rules are some of my favorite rules because they fill certain time voids in my life. So when I'm maybe not in the mood for a heavy game, I just want to roll some dice and have a good time, I look at one-page rules or very simple rules so I can just have some fun. They're very creative because they've got to put in a lot of information in a condensed format, yet still explain everything so that you can just pick these rules up and read them. And they're just great. I love one-page rules. New York Zombies has inspiration from Mörk Borg with a simple dice mechanic of rolling a d20 and trying to beat a number, a target number. And also has influence from Martin over at Psycho Head Cheese, with being a game that you're just going through locations and you can spend as much time in those locations as you want, but then you're trying to get to a end point to complete your mission. So simple stuff, fun stuff, but let's dive into the rules. So the first little blurb I read at the intro, I just changed the ending a little bit, but that's the basic concept of the game. You're going to leave Harlem, go through Central Park, Midtown, finally survive the Lincoln Tunnel, and then you are at the New Jersey refugee camp so that you have safety. So I like that. What are you going to need to play this game? You're going to need a copy of the rules, obviously. You're going to need a character sheet, which is right here, comes with the rules. And then you're going to need a pencil. I got my cool Halloween pencil. It is October 3rd, so Halloween themed stuff all month long. You're going to need some standard dice, D4, D6, D8, D10, D20. I just grabbed my dice tray of dice, and that has everything I'll ever need for games that I play. Character creation's pretty straightforward. You have character careers. I'm not going to call them classes or anything like that. This is just like working people. You got a cabbie, a barista, security guard, doctor, news vendor, and busker. I don't know what a busker is, but I'll probably figure that one out if I play that character. So you just choose your character, or you can just roll a d6 and let the dice tell you who you're going to be. Your characters are going to have some ability scores, so you have strength, agility, presence, toughness, and knowledge. During this game, you're going to track encounters that you kill, excluding zombies. And for every 5 enemies that you kill in this game, you can increase one of your ability scores by 1. However, you can't go over 4. So if some of these characters already have a high score, like the security guard has a 3 for agility, they can only increase it once, and that's it. So pretty straightforward thing. So pick your character or role, give yourself 10 HP plus your toughness, and you're done. Characters have been created. Your characters are going to list your scores plus some equipment that you might have, and then right below it, here are the items that list the damage that that equipment does or what that equipment does. So you have everything you need right there. So facing challenges in this game are pretty straightforward. It pulls from the Mörk Borg realm of simply rolling a d20 against a difficulty number. Here it's just called a target number. If you meet or succeed that target number, you're successful. If you do not, you have failed. So straightforward stuff. Fighting in this game is pretty straightforward. Everything's going to be done on a d20. You're going to roll a d20 for your combat, so you can have ranged or melee combat. In ranged combat, you're going to use your presence, and in melee combat, you're going to use your strength. Each of those is going to be a target number of 12. So you're going to roll a d20, add either your presence or your strength, depending on the weapon you're using. If you meet or beat a 12, you have successfully won that round of combat. Then you'll look at your weapon or your item and see how much damage you do, roll your damage dice, and done. One of the things that's really cool about this system is you're going to track your ammo. So this isn't going to be one of those games where you just have unlimited amounts of shots. You have a limitation. Once you're out of ammo, though, you can still use your ranged weapon as a melee weapon. However, the target number moves up to 14 using your strength, because basically a ranged weapon without ammo is just a club, and that's what you've got. So after you've rolled your combat, if you've won, you do your damage. You're also going to do a defense roll. So you're going to roll another d20, target number 12, and if you fail that number, that target number, you're going to take damage, and all your encounters have their damage listed on the back. You can become infected in this game, and this is a built-in like timer or clock. If you get bitten by a zombie, you have a chance of becoming infected. So if you fail a combat with a zombie, roll a d6. On a roll of a 1, you become infected. And at that point, you have 8 rounds minus the current location number to make it to the refugee camp to get the shot, so you don't become a zombie. So each one of the locations, Harlem, Central Park, Midtown, and Lincoln Tunnel, have a number associated with them. Just minus that. So if you're in Harlem, you get bit first time, you're down to 7. You got 7 rounds to get to the New Jersey refugee camp, so you're not going to spend a lot of time messing around in the different locations. But if you're in the Lincoln Tunnel and you get bit, you may only have 4 rounds, but all you got to do is get out of the Lincoln Tunnel and you're good. There's rules here about fighting multiple enemies. If you're faced with multiple enemies, you can only attack one, but you have to defend against all of the multiple enemies. So if you got 5 zombies out there, you're going to be defending against 5 zombies. You're most likely going to become infected. And then here's the rule: after you've defeated 5 enemies, excluding zombies, zombies do not count towards the number. You can increase one of your traits by 1 point, and it's a maximum of 4. So cool stuff. So here we're going to get into the basic rules on how to play the game. So you're going to travel through each location, starting at Harlem to get to the Lincoln Tunnel to New Jersey. So at the beginning of each round, everything's broken down in the round. So when I walk out the door of Harlem, I'm going to roll on this table. First, if you roll a 1, like I am here, you're going to increase the risk level by 1. The risk level is the number of zombies you will face each time you enter a new zone, excluding Harlem, because you're just starting the game. So you're at risk level 0, you have none. But as you roll, if you roll a 1, you're going to increase or start gathering, collecting risk level. So you're going to start with 1. If you roll a 2 or 3, you're going to go on to combat. 4, 5, or 6, you're going to have an event roll, and that's all listed here. D3 combat tables, D6 event tables. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to resolve whatever your combat is or your event, and then you can move on to the next zone. So you have to have at least 1 combat or 1 event before you can move on to the next zone. And you can hang out in the zone as long as you want. So it's just giving you all that information here. And again, re-emphasizing, if you have multiple zombies because of your risk level, you have to fight multiple zombies each time, and it gives you the stats for them. They're HP 3, damage 4, infectious, and if you fail a defense, you just roll to see if you become infected. Now, for me, the risk level, I'm going to start my games out at risk level 1. I just think that's going to add a little bit of a challenge. Like as soon as I open my door, of my safety home in Harlem, there's a zombie there. New York is a heavily populated area. You know, the little narrative says things are getting out of control. So I'm going to keep the risk level always at 1. The rules don't say you have to do that, but I'm going to do that because that's how I want to play. And then once you make it over to the Lincoln Tunnel, get through that, you're good to go. So that's the basics of the rules. Like when I can sit down and explain on video a rules system that quickly, I just love it. That's just fun stuff. And we're good to go. So let's create our character. So I'm gonna roll to see what my character is because I live on the edge. I rolled a 5, so I'm a news vendor. So I need to give my character a name. I'm gonna name my character, I'm just gonna use my name, Mike. My job is news vendor. And I don't have any notes yet. I'm just getting started. So my strength is 2. My agility is 2. My presence is 2. My toughness is 2. I don't have any knowledge. Items. I have a pistol and I have an ammo can. I have a Manhattan map, and special, you may encounter an event a second time if you re-roll that number. Okay, I thought you could do that anyways. I didn't know that was a special rule. Let me go back over here to how to play. If you roll an event you've already had, take the next event. Okay, so this is not a suggestion, that is a rule. So this is allowing me to redo or encounter an event twice. So I guess that's where I would just put this down. I can do events twice. So there are my special rules. HP is 10 plus my toughness, so I have 12 HP. This pencil is terrible, by the way. All the tree bark is falling off all over the place. But it's fun. So that's it. So what is an ammo can? Contains D6 plus 2 ammo. So I've got 6 ammo. So I need to track my ammo. Hopefully I can find some more ammo as we play this game, but that's how we create our ammo. And we're done with character creation. So neat stuff. We will now start the game and get things in motion. I'm automatically going to set my risk level to 1, and we're gonna open that front door. It's 1995. I own and operate a small newsstand in New York City. I've been reading the headlines and seeing some weird stories come out about people, I don't know, just not being human anymore and having a desire to eat human flesh. It's crazy, but it's been contained. It was in other countries, but it has made its way to our shores, and it is starting to infect people across the land. I've been reading all the stories. I'm up to date on everything that's going on. It's crazy. So I've got together a little go bag in my apartment. I've secured myself a weapon. However, I have very limited ammo. It's hard to find ammo because everything is going crazy right now, and people are stockpiling weapons and toilet paper. Sorry. People are stockpiling weapons and ammo right now, and it's crazy. I've got myself a map, and things are just nuts. I've been living in my apartment. I haven't been able to leave, but my supplies are running low. I've got a little ham radio I've been listening to, and it sounds like there's a camp in New Jersey, and if I can get to this camp, I can get safety and I can get food and everything will be good, but I got to get there first. My map of Manhattan basically tells me, you know, I'm in Harlem. It's not like it's down the street from me, so I got to go through Central Park. I gotta get through Midtown, and I gotta get through the Lincoln Tunnel. This is gonna be nuts. It's a long journey, but I have no choice. I have nothing left. So today's the day. I'm gonna risk it all. I might die, or I might become infected and become one of these zombies wandering the streets trying to eat people's flesh. I look out my window, everything looks okay. I'm on the second story, so I don't have too far to go to get down to the ground level and get moving. I've got everything mapped out. I've lived in New York my whole life. I know how to get there. So let's open the door and see what happens. I slowly open the door. I kind of peek through it. I don't see anything. I open it up and I take my first step outside in months. Sun's a little bright, kind of blinding me. And as I'm walking down the stairs, I hear a moaning come from behind me. It's Joe, my next door neighbor. He's infected. Oh my gosh, poor Joe. But now he's coming after me. So let's get this party started. I do have a gun. I only have 6 rounds of ammo. I can use my gun as a blunt force weapon if I want to and hit him. However, the damage would be minimal, and Joe's a pretty big guy, so I don't want to take any chances. So I am going to shoot at Joe, which would be a presence check because that's a ranged weapon, which gives me +2 on a D20. So what happens here? And then I'm gonna have to make a defense roll to see if Joe hits me. 3 + 2 is 5. Obviously, I'm terrible at shooting guns, so I miss. Now I need to make a attack roll. So Joe's coming down the stairs. I got to make an attack roll to see, or defense roll. I rolled a 14. I'm able to block Joe coming down the stairs, push him down further. But now what am I going to do? I'm going to try to whack Joe with the butt of my gun because I've only got 5 shots left, and I still got to make it to New Jersey. So we're going to do a strength check. 13 + 2 is going to be 15, so I hit him. But the damage of a melee weapon, and that was listed here under fighting, doesn't tell me what the damage is supposed to be when I run out of ammo. So we'll have to figure this out. Pistol, axe, knife, Manhattan ammo kit. That is interesting. There's no damage rating after you. So I guess we'll have to figure out, like, let's look at the other damage. A knife does D4 damage, and that's the lowest possible damage dice I could roll. So we're just going to say D4. So let me find a D4. 2 points of damage. And the zombies have 3 HP, so Joe is still alive. He's moaning and groaning. So now I got to make a defense roll. Again, 12+. I fail. Oh no, I fail. And a zombie does D4 damage to me. He does 3 points of damage to me, and my HP is 12. So we'll just keep a running tally right there. So Joe hit me. Now I got to roll to see if I'm infected. No, I am not infected because I didn't roll a 1. Alright, so we're going to smack Joe on the back of the noggin one more time. If we hit him, he's dead. You guys didn't see that. 8 + 2 is 10. He's not. Man, zombies aren't easy to kill. And I do not defend against Joe. Oh my gosh, I didn't think one zombie was going to be able to take me out. I thought this was going to be easy doing my infected roll. I'm not infected. One more time trying to hit Joe. 16. Boom. Finally, Joe's dead. Sorry, Joe. I'll miss you, brother. But now I've got to move on. So that's basically how combat works in New York Zombies. It's going to be a lot of back and forth. And on a D20, it's very swingy with a target number of 12, and you're putting in small modifiers of 2 or 3, maximum 4. It can make it kind of challenging. So let's move on to the next part of this game, which is going to be rolling a d6 on this chart to see what we got. I rolled a 4, which is going to be an event in Harlem. You shelter momentarily behind a car. To force open the trunk, test strength. Target number 10, success, gain another ammo can. So, get down the stairs. I ducked it behind a car. This is one of my other neighbors I know, and he mentioned something about maybe having some ammo stashed in his trunk. So I'm looking around. I find like a piece of metal scrap, like maybe a broken screwdriver or something like that, and I'm going to try to pop his trunk. It's a target number of 10. Adding my strength is 2. Oh, I just made it. Just made it. So that gives me another ammo can, which is going to give me 6 more rounds of ammo. So let's go ahead and make some boxes here to represent that ammo. And I'll put another D6. I don't know. I'm going to go to a D12 now. So I got 11 cans. Ooh, sorry about that. I got 11 rounds of ammo. Now, one of my special rules is I can do an event twice. Because I have a map of Harlem, or sorry, I have a map of Manhattan. So if I roll a 1 again for an event, if I get an event, I can do that again and get some more ammo, which will be cool. All right, let's go back to this chart over here. Let's see what I'm going to stay in Harlem, and I'm going to hang out some more and try to find some more stuff. I rolled a 4 again, so we're going to have another event. So let's roll on the event table. I rolled a 3. A priest peers out from a nearby church. Can you update him on the situation? I'm going to take a knowledge check at 12. If I succeed, I gain 2 rations. And my knowledge is 0 for some reason. All right, so I'm walking down. I'm stealthily walking down the street as best you can. I'm not trying to walk down the middle of the street, but I'm kind of walking along buildings and making sure I know my exit strategy, looking around. It's taken me a while. Come up over to St. Francis Church. Father Paul peeks out, whispers, "Psst, hey, what's going on? Give me an update." Because he knows I'm a news vendor. He knows I'm up to date on all this information. So I give him a little bit of an update. I tell him about poor Joe and what I had to do to poor Joe. I ask him forgiveness because regardless of what somebody has turned into, there's still somebody we loved at one time. So let's do a knowledge check. Let's see if I can get some extra rations. Oh, yeah. So I got 2 rations. There were no rules about rations. So I'll have to figure out how to use those. And that's one of the things with one-page rules that you have to understand and accept. The creators are very limited in their space, and they put these out knowing that you have to maybe improvise or add some rules or create some house rules. Like I'm keeping the risk level always at 1. That's a house rule. Maybe for shooting the gun, I might add to the risk level. That would be a house rule. Rations aren't listed in here as like a rule that you have to eat rations every day or something, but you can improvise that rule and make it so. So we're gonna get rations now, and we're gonna have 2 of them, which is cool. So that means 2 days of survival. And we're on day 1 in Harlem, so I don't actually live in New York, and I don't know how hard it is to get walking to get to Harlem to New Jersey. I'm going to assume it's going to take some time, so I'm going to need some food to survive that. All right, so we've done 2 events in Harlem. I think we're going to go ahead and move on. Yeah, let's do one more thing in Harlem, because I do have my map and I have that special rule, so maybe I can get some more stuff. So let's roll the first chart. I'm not going to flip. I know what the chart is. On a 1, it's a increase of the risk level. 2, 3, it's a combat. 4, 5, 6, it's a event. I got a 2, so we got a combat. Now we're going to roll on the combat table. I rolled a 1. I got a rabid dog. In my real life, I'm an animal control officer, so this I know how to take care of a dog. So now I got to figure out what I'm going to do. You know, hitting a dog with a melee weapon is hard, so I'm going to take a shot at him now that I've got 11 rounds of ammo. So let's take a shot. I go first. So it's a strength, or it's a presence check, so D20 plus 2. You can see that. Cool. 4, I miss, and I know it's hard to hit a dog, so that sucks. So now I got to defend. 3, I miss. I've got to click my thing down. I miss. So how much damage does 1 do? A dog does 4 points of damage. -1. I need to heal. I'm taking another shot. Dogs are crazy. Oh boy, I miss. Take my ammo down. This is going to get brutal quick, guys and gals. Oops, you're not going to see that. 18, I defend. Why couldn't I have done that with the shot? Oh, this is getting hard. Dude, I miss again. Oh my gosh. This is just killing. It's literally killing me. I defend. 1 more shot, and then I'm going to have to do something else. 13, I finally hit him. Down to 7 shots. That was such a waste of ammo. How much damage does a bullet do? D6 plus 2. Okay. So a bullet does D6 plus 2. 5. The dog's dead. Now, in the rules, it says the zombies don't account towards your kill, but would a rabid dog count towards it? It's just saying rabid dog. It's not saying a zombie dog, so I'm gonna have to say yes. So I got 1 kill under my belt, but my health is, I'm already down 5 points, which only leaves me 7 points. I have nothing to heal. And also, did I screw up? I think I screwed up because when I duck behind, it says that you have an ammo can or rations, and I took the ammo, but I just gave myself 6, and it's supposed to be D6 plus 2. So we could retcon this. That would have been 1 plus 2 is 3. So I really screwed up. So -3 from this is going to put me at 4. So we retcon that. I'm down to 4 rounds of ammo. That's terrible now. That was bad news for me. I just saw that when I was looking up the rules for how much damage a gun does. Oh boy, I don't think I'm going to survive long here. So now we're going to go to Central Park. I've already put the challenge in front of me that I have to face a zombie. So as I'm walking down the street, I turn a corner, voila, there's a zombie right in front of me. I need to find a different weapon because this gun is not going to work. I'm going to run out of ammo and I need to survive. So we're going to really have to start looking for another weapon. And I don't know if I'm going to find anything in Central Park. You know, and the thing that's cool is you can kind of look through and see what you would find with your different events. And, you know, I could have found a knife in Harlem, obviously. Oh, I could have found an axe too. So I guess I'm just moving on. So boom, turn the corner. There's a zombie. I'm going to shoot it. 10 plus 2 is 12. The target number is 12. I hit him. I drop down to 3 rounds of ammo. I am depending way too much on this gun. We're going to do okay, the zombie's dead. Doesn't count towards anything. Now we're in Central Park. I rolled a 2, which is a combat. I rolled a 1, a zombie pigeon lady. I love it. HP 4, damage 4, infected zombie pigeon. Automatically 1 damage each attack. But let's get at it. I'm going to go ahead and just pop her one. All right. 12 plus 2 is going to be a hit, so I'm going to hit, and I'm going to tick my ammo down to 2. Like I said, I got to get rid of this gun. 4 plus 2 is 6. She's gone. She doesn't get to attack, so she doesn't automatically deal the 1 point of damage. I do not get credit because this is saying she's a zombie. Zombies do not count. That's how I'm interpreting the rules. All right, well, I think I'm done with Central Park. I think I'm about done as a person here. So we're going to go to Midtown. So as we're exiting Central Park, you know, there's a bunch of cars piled up and stuff. And as I'm weaving my way, ducking and dodging through the cars, a zombie pops up because we're still at risk level 1. I'm keeping it that way. I shouldn't have made this game more challenging. I could still be doing pretty good. So zombie pops up. I'm going to shoot him. No, I'm not. I'm going to defend. Oh, I'm down to 1 ammo. I do not defend. Zombie does D4 damage. 4. I'm dead. My God, I'm gone. So I tried to make it. I knew I was risking it. But I'm not infected. The zombie snacks on my flesh and eats my brains. But with a 0 knowledge, he doesn't get much. But that's it. So yeah, that's a run through. This is what I like about these style games. I had some fun coming up with my own little narrative story. I can go back and adjust a few things. Maybe drop the risk level and don't start with zombies. That was pretty rough. A target number of 12 and 14 is hard to roll on a d20 because it's less than 50%. So those are hard rolls to make. And even though the damage is only, you know, a lot of what I was doing, damage d4, it chips away when my HP is only a 12. So this isn't a superhero style game. So yeah, this is just a simple system. These are fun to play games. Again, New York Zombies. And this was put out by the Lone Adventurer. Link in the description. If you're interested, it's very inexpensive. I forget how much it was, but I think it was a couple dollars. So thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye.